Hi, it's Mark from Top Local Lead Generation. We're here with Vancouver's wonderful DJ, Mr. Gary Waight of DJBoogieShoes.com. How are you doing today, Gary?
Doing very good. Christmas is coming and things are humming along.
So we're going to talk about venues today. Venues, DJs, dancing, and how that can affect a lot of things that maybe you have some considerations to bring forward for brides when they're booking a room.
Sure, we're getting out of the Christmas season now, and I've been to a lot of venues and revisited a lot of venues and kind of started looking at them and seeing, well, if I was a bride or if well, not a bride, but if I was a groom, then I'd like to maybe take a look at some things that I might want to consider if I want to hire out this venue. And one of the first things that I've noticed going to these venues that bride and grooms might want to think about in the coming year is blind spots in L corners. Yeah, you might want to think about, is there an L-shaped room that you're going into, and will the music for your dinner music actually go around that corner? Well, of course, the answer, music doesn't go around in corners like that. So it might require the DJ to set up a wireless speaker system in that living room, that part of that room so it'll get that dinner music going for you, so you'll be able to hear it. Because in some cases the DJ is in actually a whole different room even sometimes. So that's one of the considerations you might want to think about and see what different kind of equipment the DJ might need to bring for your dinner music, your reception music, if your reception music is in that L-shaped area or in a blind spot even. And you also might want to take a look at how convenient it is for your less mobile guests. Some venues are a little bit difficult to get into, and while most are trying to meet the criteria of being handicap compliant, there are still some venues that are difficult for people who are not as mobile as the normal person to get into. Upstairs, maybe have to climb upstairs, or maybe a long way to the venue from the area where you're parking. Things like that you might want to take a look at. It can be quite important and challenging for less mobile clients or guests that you want to look at. Another area that you might want to think about looking at is early closures or early shutdowns of the venue. There are some venues that actually are attached to hotels, or the hotel rooms may be above the venue, and they actually have to shut down a little bit earlier or bring the music level quite low so that it might not be as conducive to a party as you want. So you might want to think about, well, how long do I want it to go? How much of a party do I really want it to be? Do I want it to be more reserved, or do I want it to be a lot more fun and a lot more party and less restrictive? So take a look at your venue and find out, are there any hotel rooms attached? Is that going to affect the level that the DJ can play? The time that the DJ can play, the time that the guests can dance, or the time that the guests have leave. Also, some of these venues are in neighborhood areas, and they have to be noise compliant, the City of Vancouver bylaw. So they may have to shut the doors or windows, at an early time. And in the summer, of course, that can get quite hot, and that can be quite a problem. In terms if you had expected to go longer and wanted it to be more comfortable for your guests. And of course that brings up to mind air conditioning. Some of these venues don't have air conditioning. And so I actually have been some of these venues, and what happens is a lot of the guests find it so hot in the dancing area that they'll actually move outside. And so it kind of defeats the purpose of actually having a DJ in this case. So take a look at if the venue offers air conditioning. If it doesn't offer air conditioning, perhaps they could provide some fans to keep the room cool and circulating in the summertime. In the wintertime, it's not so much of a problem. But of course, in the summertime, when we get those hot summers and those beautiful summer days for your weddings that we always want. And by the way, I can count on the times of my hand when I've actually been to a venue that it hasn't been sunny. So you want to get that nice and cool for your guests and keep them comfortable. So these are just some of the things you might want to consider when you're looking for your venues, in terms of comfortability for your guests, in terms of how active you want your party to be, and how the room meets your requirements. So if at any time you have any questions about the venues, I do have a vast database, give me a call, and I'll be happy to let you know some of my experiences there and maybe help you along with that.
Great. So we've been talking with Vancouver DJ, Mr. Gary Waight of DJ Boogie Shoes. You can reach him at his website, djboogieshoes.com, or give him a call, 604-816-7727. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks a lot now.